My name is Igor. I am from Wrike, and I'm engineering manager there. And it's cool that there are many people today because I'm going to talk about you and us as a community, and it's really will be about your story about you. So we are here because of we are looking for information. We are looking for information. We need to find good sources. It should be good quality. But often when you open any website, whatever, you see something like that. Bunch of weird stuff, memes and another memes. I don't mind memes, but sometimes I really want to learn something new and something meaningful. That's why we are here because we need information. We need information with a good quality. It's one of the reasons why we gathered today. Another one is on the other side, but we are not talking about this today. So, information is our cornerstone. And we are a community. We are a community, and it's cool because we gathered today. We can talk to each other, and we do not have any borders, so we can ask everybody about everything. Maybe, can we go further with that? So with this type of communication, this type of being in such situation like a group of people, community, and so on and so on. So, and actually, yes, we are. Yes, we can. And the next step will be community of practice. Why it's important? Because it's a little bit different with what is going on right now, right here. First of all, it's more formal than our community right now. I mean, today we gathered once. Probably we will not meet each other later, maybe in a week or a month. So it's most likely one-time event for most of us. Uh, and in most cases, community of practice is connected with one organization. So today we gathered among different organizations, Exness, Wrike, and I heard several companies as well. So we are here from different part of IT world. It's great, but community of practice is connected with only one organization, and it's good because you can speak openly with your colleagues. So you you don't need to hide something from other people's, what maybe what hidden under NDA and other document stuff. And we have a little bit narrow field of interest than in our community right now and right here. So I heard that some guys was from QA lead, some guys from another lead part. Community of practice usually combine one field of interest. So it may be community of practice of front-end engineers, or maybe it will be managers, QAs, and other functional types. So it's more narrow field of interest than we are gathered today. So why sorry, why it's useful? Community of practice usually useful when you stuck with something. So when you know that your group of people know many information, many data from your field of interest and from your area of knowledge, it's really very easy to ask someone to help you with anything. And next, second point is about this. So if you need help, you can ask person from your community, and probably you will get an answer. If not, you can ask another person. Maybe you need more point of views of your problem. For example, if you are gonna to make architecture design on new system and you're looking for some kind of database or whatever, and you need to gather as many points of view as you can, because it depends on your future development of your product. So it's a great place to ask everybody about anything and different points of this view. And you can speak openly, as I mentioned before. So you do not need follow NDA because you're in the same organization. And you have no restriction. You can discuss your employees, you can discuss particular problems, you can discuss customers with other guys from your community of practice, and it's really great. And it helps you to ask clear and very direct questions from your colleagues. So it was a difference between our community right now and community of practice in company. Maybe you're asking about what's the difference between community practice and the regular team. And I have a picture, I have a tablet from Harvard Business Review magazine. And they suggest such differentiation between community of practice and formal working group or project team. First of all, community of practice, it's community of patient involvements, and nobody asks you to go there directly, and nobody force you to be in any community. So it's your free choice. You can go or you cannot. It depends on you. You select which community you want to join, and this community will exist until it's interesting for some of this group. So if you have some kind of like-minded person, 2, 3, or 5, you can already be a community. But if you only one, so probably it's not yet a community. As you can see that formal working group and formal team have a particular goal, so it should deliver something or should create something, and after that this group have no needs anymore. And it should be assigned to someone. So we need a senior management or maybe a group of managers who will handle this and who will ask you to make a report of your activity. So it's applicable for groups or for project team, but definitely not for community. And we have such community in Wrike, several actually. Me as a manager is a part of team manager community, and why it's useful for us. For example, I have 2 things which is really helped me previously, maybe half a year ago. So first of all, it's increasing of confidence on particular use of Wrike values. Probably you know that each company has its own values, and it should be written somewhere, maybe in wiki, maybe in some card, and manager definitely should know these values. But most of guys just didn't care about that, and actually you can bring some value and some particular things from that. When you communicate with customers, when you decided which way to choose, for example, if you have a new product and new features coming, and you have UX designer who created something really fancy, but you know that it will require, for example, months or 2 months to develop it. But you already have UI kit, or if it's for mobile platform, you have a predefined way of building UI from Apple, from Google, from whatever. You can just force the designer to choose this way because it's much cheaper and it will bring the same value for customer that this fancy UI, but it will cost you not 2 months, but only 2 weeks. So you can bring these values before in front of your designer and discuss it. And we have particular sites. Of course, we have a backlog. We have several backlogs, and each team organizes backlog on itself. So how they wanted to do that, and we have great idea how to do that in our community. So we share about backlog organization, and I took some ideas for my team. So you decided to build a community. How to build healthy community. There will be several points, but these points are written not in order of importance. They are written just in order of simplicity. So first I think it should be regulars. We met here once today, and probably we will not meet in months or in two. Community of practice should has some kind of schedule. We have 1 month meetings to discuss things which we think it's important and we want to share, or maybe we have some problems to discuss with other guys. So we have regular meetings with other teammates in our community. Next one, it's better to have a leader who will facilitate, who will drive people to join, who will provide, I don't know, some passion to other guys. So maybe other teammates would like to join something, but they do not have this driver, and this leader should help them to join, help them to open his or her mind, possibility, or whatever. Next, freedom. So we need freedom to speak about anything. If we'd like to discuss backlogs or values or some technical stuff, yeah, we need to discuss it. If we would like to discuss, I don't know, Open Gamer movie and everybody agreed about that, yeah, let's do that. Why not? Maybe once, maybe twice. And of course, it's trust. So we should trust each other that this communication, it's really happen inside this group, and nobody will laugh at you, and you can speak about whatever you want just with your guys, and it will be great if you can do it openly, so without any fear or whatever. The most important thing from these 4 points, of course, is trust, and without trust, other things it's just make no sense. And probably if you see this thing like a list of ideal community or ideal things to organize, you can imagine that we need a guy who will drive us, and he will look like this guy from movie William Wallace. With the freedom, he's a leader, he really drives people to do something, really great guy. But he has only one disadvantage. He was irreplaceable. So your leader and your community practice should be replaceable, because if it's William Wallace, it means that it's community of William Wallace. No William Wallace, no community. So choose wise and be ready to have several leaders at least. So if we already have a community inside your organization, we can ruin it, of course. And there is several steps how to ruin it if you want. I believe you don't want it, but why not? Lack of trust. So you need to destroy this trust atmosphere in your community, and everybody definitely will leave. Nobody will join your community if they can trust you, that you will keep secrets inside community, or you will report to anybody. It means that it makes no sense to visit your community at all. Censorship. So you decided what to discuss and what to not discuss. Try this, and you will see that your participation in the community will slow and decrease drastically. Reporting to higher. If you need to report to higher manager, it's not community anymore. It's like a project team or some kind of team for achieving something. And manager control. If high manager participate in your community and try to manipulate you, try to ask, okay, what is the value when you bring money, whatever, it means that your community is ruined by somebody from outside. Of course, the main thing is lack of trust. If some other things is pretty fixable, so We can try to avoid managers. We can cut off this reporting. But if you make lack of trust, it's very, very difficult to bring it back. So it's like one way for community. Here is a short story of Neil's Pet Nutrition Factory. It's a factory for food for dogs. So they made the cans, and what they did. It actually a pretty old story, maybe several decades before ago. So they have engineers. They have engineers, and they form a group which gathered weekly after these shifts, and they discuss many technical stuff, just to discuss how to can improve the production and decrease anything, decrease incidents, increase productivity, and to be useful for their customers and for their co-workers. So, and somewhere engineer John proposed replace a conveyor belt with the pneumatic tubes because they saw in other factories this technology and decided that it really will help them to increase productivity of their factory. With the support of this community, and only after one year of this proposal, organization finally replaced conveyor with tubes. So it's not so quick decision for stakeholders, for high manager to choose whatever discussed on this community of practice. But nevertheless, profit was really, really great because pneumatic tubes lead to significant improvements in downtime and decreased wastage of pet food. So it will really good step for productivity in general at all. And what did this community did, and actually all community of practice does when you participated on it. So first thing, they share techniques which with one another. If you know something, share this something with some guys in your community. It helps to teach and to learn new things from others. Next thing, it's supporting one other's learning. That's what's happened in this factory. So this guy, John, looking for support from their colleagues, and they help him and support him in his approach. That's why it was real to do this. What he really need to change is conveyor belt to pneumatic tubes. And capture technique. This is most important and most difficult part of the community, that you need not just to discuss things, you need implement things. In nutrition story, it was this particular change, one thing to another. In IT world, it's maybe a little bit difficult, but it's up to you, and it depends on your technology and your area of interest, what you wanted to change. For example, maybe for front-end developers, it makes sense to change Webpack to Vite, for example. Maybe it leads something, and you need to really have a strong opinion and force your manager that you need a lot of time to change it, but your benefits will provide less time for building, means that more time for development, and in general, you free thousands of hours for development in a year for everybody. It's just imaginary case, so just in case. And probably you think that community of practice requires something, and you need to convince your management, but actually you're not, because it shouldn't be things that required someone right to make it. So in general, in healthy organization, community of practice appears because engineers or some guys really interested in area, in this technology area, and they want to improve that, and they do not need wait for management improvement for making the community. But if you really need this and you will talk with your stakeholders, with your management, I have a couple of tips what to do. It not guarantee that everything will go smooth, but anyway. First of all, you need to find a like-minded person, because if you are only one, probably it makes no sense to go to your management and talking about community. So find a group of people who really share your thoughts and they really want to change something in your organization, bring new technologies, or maybe, I don't know, change and improve something. Be honest with management, and if somebody asks you, so when we get some kind of return of investment, say that you don't know, because it's really unpredictable. If you remember this nutrition story, it took 1 year for guys to convince management that they really need to replace this conveyor belt with tubes. So in IT, it may be even more, because we do not do such solid things in time. So maybe it's really more than 1 year. It depends. Be open and visible when you create your community. Do not hide it somewhere. Do not make it like a cult. Make it like a club for privileges guys. Try to be open. Invite everybody. Make a public report that you are really a community and you have this agenda. You have such events and these participators, and that's what we already achieved and what we already discussed. And do small steps. You probably will not able to replace by one step one framework to another, or change database from one to another. Try to start from something small, something achievable, and show everybody as an example that changes are possible, and you can improve anything in your organization with power of community. So, community of practice, it's a really good thing as a learning tool because it's really scalable. So if you have 5 managers and you hire 5 more and invite in community, you have already teach these 5 new managers with your approaches, with your ideas, and show pinpoint of your organization. So it's really helpful, and it's really easy to learn to teach others with this tool. It's interactive and more interactive than just online courses or video recorders, because you're gathered and you can discuss it openly. Everybody has his own right to ask questions, to provide answers, and it's really help each other to communicate and interact more natively. But it has some disadvantages. So it's not so personalized approach as mentoring or one-on-one session, because you have many people on these calls, and probably you should be a little bit careful with communication, because it's publicly, and you speak in front of several people. And the topics can vary from time to time, because community of practice doesn't have this roadmap of learning or this schema what they are gonna achieve in next months. So it depends on current problem or current vision of your company. So maybe topic will not be connected from previous one with the next one, but it's okay. This is a good picture about knowledge. And if you think that it makes no sense to join a community because you know everything and other guys cannot join because he doesn't know anything, just remember that cumulative knowledge of group people, it's much more bigger than knowledge of each other in separate, as a separate unit. For example, something that you really know, it's really unknown for another guys, and you can just provide this information very strict and very compact way for him, and he will grow very fast just with one session with you. It's really cool. So, some keynotes about everything what I told right now. Community of practice is about passion. It's not about obligation. So you're free to join and you're free to go. It's not some kind of mandatory things to visit it or force somebody to join your community. It's not about that. Tangible value of community of practice is unpredictable in time. If you create your community today or you have already one, it doesn't mean that this thing bring money your company in nearest future. Maybe not, maybe never. But of course, it depends on your goals and on your things what you want to discuss. And it's really, really helpful with knowledge. So it helps to share knowledge among us. Any question you have, you can ask in your community, and most likely you will get some answer. So, and maybe even not only one. So it may be several answers on your question. So feel free to join, feel free to create, and do not forget about that everything is about a passion and not obligation. Thank you.
So, I first time hear about such title, Community of Practice, but you said that it is about small steps to create such community. I think it's more about culture. Yes, you should develop such culture of trust and so on. And I think it's the most important thing that it's culture. But I want to ask you not about culture, about process. What happens before and what happens after. I mean, for example, before, how maybe somebody collects questions, or maybe you have some survey to collect questions, or maybe you have some pages where people write their problems and so on. And what happens after? For example, do you have some wiki with decisions, with RFCs and so on? What's the practice after these such regular meetings? You said that they are regular, and it's important that they are regular. And I didn't. Second question is about who. Do you mean that everybody can connect this community and in your company and so on?
Yes, so first question, how it started and how we gathered information. In Wrike, we use Wrike. So it's kind of collaborative tools when you can create task, project, and whatever. And before our session, everybody feel free to add task with a question in this agenda project. And when you start your session, you see this agenda with several questions. If you would like to answer the question, you assign this task on you and prepare some kind of talk about this question. So it's pretty clear and transparent for everybody.
Did you hear first part? Yeah, cool. Second part. When it's finished, and we decided that some of this information is really worth to share outside, probably. It depends. So if it's really cool things and we need to implement it in each teams, so we decided to run some kind of a proposal for each team, and everybody of team manager should agree and at least comply with that this technique which we discussed, for example, backlog organization, it will be applicable to every team in our company. It's like a proposal for every company, for every team. If it's just informational thing, yeah, we have a wiki, so you can publish anything on a wiki page, or again, we use Wrike, so you can mark something like agreement which we discuss on this event and create a task with agreements and share outside with your peers. First. Second, whom? Yeah, actually everybody, because I believe that front-end engineer will not join community of practice of managers because they do not interested in that. If someone interested, it's very cool and it's great. It means that this person probably will grow to engineering manager later. So why not?
My question is, it's not really a question, but maybe a situation. So you told us about things that could kill this community of practice, but I think maybe you overlooked one of these. So imagine a situation that you told us in your example about the pet food factory. So imagine the guy who invented those pneumatic pipes for food transfer. And ideally, these inventions should be attributed to the whole community of practice because this invention appears during their discussions. But I think it should be clearly organized and these achievements should be clearly attributed to the whole community because in case one of these achievements becomes really successful, it can lead to disagreements between the members of the community because someone from the team gets like big bonuses for their achievements and some others do not. And that, I think, could kill this community because it stops being a community. It starts being something else when someone can gather ideas and present them to the managers without anyone's consent. So I think it should be somehow registered within that organization, this practice, so that ideas that appear inside these communities are shared and the profits are shared between the members. And maybe I'm trying too hard to explain some simple things, but I think you should understand me. And the question is, do you have a remedy for that? Do you have some algorithm how to deal with that?
Actually, no, we do not have any algorithm because, firstly, this community in future should bring value to the company. It means that I don't think that it's some kind of beneficial guys or anybody else somehow should differentiate from each other. I mean, in the result, you really bring money to your company. So I don't think that we need some kind of framework to separate something from anything. And another thing, as you remember, this really each decision most likely need consolidate group of people. So this guy from Nutrition Pet Factory spent almost 1 year with support of the community to build these tubes. So, I mean, all community knows that it will bring some value, and they not were separated with some kind of ideas. So, yeah, if it is the answer, I'm not sure, to be honest. It's okay. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for presentation. Very insightful. So since you mentioned that it's unpredictable outcome having such communities, maybe you can share the example from your practice that, I don't know, the idea that was born in such community that was implemented and making difference from your practice.
I cannot give you big examples because, you know, in our community we didn't count this return on investment things. So I can provide an example that we unified processes in teams after this community of practice session, and it brings us in situation we can shift people from team to team without any friction. Not completely, but we eliminate this time of adoption from one guy from another team join a new team, because we have the same processes, same tools, same time schedule, and it helps them just switch context and switch domain where he worked before and work easily with the same set of tools. So it's not really big one as a change convert bale to tube, but it helps somehow. We didn't count how impactful it is, but we believe that it is impactful, something like that.